Hello Year 10. In this lesson we're going to go through the content of converting between units, pages 468 and 469. Okay. Firstly, we should know the three main metric conversions of length, okay, which says that a kilometer, every kilometer is 1,000 meters, every meter is 100 centimeters, and every centimeter is 10 millimeters. Okay, so going the other way, we're going to divide. Okay, so these are the scale factors of the units conversions of length. Now when it comes to areas, we have to be very careful. It's very often that you can go into a habit of thinking about it like you do with length. Okay, so we have to be careful. To demonstrate what I mean, let's go through this. So consider a square 1 meter by 1 meter. If I convert that to centimeters, that would be 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. If you work out the areas, the area here is 1 by 1, which is 1 meter squared. Here is 100 times 100, which is 10,000 square centimeters. So what that says is the length scale factor of the conversions between meters and centimeters is 100, but when it comes to the area scale factors, it becomes 100 squared, which is 10,000. Okay, so every square meters is the same as 10,000 square centimeters. Same idea we can apply to volumes. Okay, so if you consider a cube, that should be here. So if you consider a cube which has got a dimension of 1 by 1 by 1, so the volume of this cube will be 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1 meter cubed. If you compare the, if you do this in centimeters, that would be 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. So the volume here is going to be 100 cubed, because it's 100 times 100 times 100, which is going to give you a million cubic centimeters. So whereas the length scale factor is 100 between meters and centimeters, the volume scale factor is in fact 100 cubed. Okay. So let's demonstrate this with some examples. So let's say we want meters to centimeters. So meters to centimeters, we're going to multiply by 100. So that's 5 times 100, 500. Millimeters to meters. So millimeters to meters. Okay, we divide by 10 and then divide by 100. So we're going to divide by 1,000. So we're going to do 250 divided by 1,000. Which is going to give you 0.25 in meters. Okay, you can do it in 2 steps if you wish. So convert it first to centimeters and then to meters. Okay, so kilometers to millimeters. So every kilometer is 1,000 meters. So start with that. So multiply by 1,000. So it's going to give you 2.5 in meters. So every meter is 100 centimeters, so multiply that by 100, which gives you 250, and then if you multiply that by 10, we'll convert it to millimeters. Okay. If we had something where we've got centimeters and 4, so something like this where we've got 25 centimeters and 4 millimeters, so each centimeter is 10 millimeters, so this is going to be 250 millimeters plus the 4, that's going to be 254 millimeters. So meter squared to centimeter squared. So this is talking about area scale factors. Okay, so we know the length scale factor between meters and centimeters is 100. So the area scale factor is going to be 100 squared. So 4 meters squared is the same as 4 times 100 squared, which is 40000, so 40,000 square centimeters. Going back, we're just going to use we're going to divide by the area scale factor, so that's going to be 1200 divided by 100 squared. That's going to give you 0.12. Okay, working with cubic centimeters into cubic millimeters. So 1 centimeter is, so again, length scale factor, 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, so the length scale factor is 10. So if I want the volume scale factor, I will do 10 cubed. Okay, so in this case we will do 0.032, we will multiply that by 10 cubed, which will give you 32 in cubic millimeters. Okay. Cubic millimeters into meters. So let's go for the scale factor. So length unit, length scale factor from meters to millimeters is 1000. So a meter is 1000. 100 times 10 is 1000 millimeters, and that's the length scale factor. So I want the volume scale factor, so that's going to be 1000 cubed. So I'm going to change what's that, 1,500,000, so 1,500,000 cubic millimeters is going to be that, and we're going to be dividing by 1000 cubed, and that's going to give you 0.0015. Okay. So in summary, what we've got is, if we have conversions of length, we have, let's say, we have a scale factor of n, say. So if something is in the ratio of 1 to n in terms of length, the area scale factor will be 1 to n squared, and the volume scale factor will be 1 to n cubed. What that means is, if the length scale factor is n, the area scale factor will be n times n, and the volume scale factor will be n times n times n. So here's an example in the book. So they've given us two similar shapes. We can hopefully see the heights are given, so we know the length scale factor here. So the length scale factor is going to be this divided by this, which is 3. So I'm going this way at the minute. So lengths have been multiplied by 3 going that way. So the area scale factor of the conversion will be 3 squared, which is 9. And the volume scale factor of the conversion will be 3 cubed, which is 27. So each length, which is 1 dimension, is being multiplied by 3. So when it comes to areas, which relies on the 2 dimensions, the scale factor is 9. When it comes to volume, which relies on the 3 dimensions, the scale factor is 27. Okay. So the surface area of the smaller doll is 7.2. So we want the surface area of the larger doll. So the surface area of the larger doll is going to be the surface area of the smaller doll multiplied by the area scale factor, which gives you 64.8 square centimeters. Volumes. Volume of the smaller doll is going to be the volume of the large doll divided by the scale factor, volume scale factor, which is 5.4 cubic centimeters. Okay. hopefully that makes some sense, and you'll be fine with it. Please get on with exercise 22.2s for the remaining of the lesson. You may wish to leave out question 1, 2 and 3. They might be too easy. Please have a go at the rest. Okay, good luck.